Welcome to Greater Springfield Senior Services presentation of Increasing Strength for Older Adults. I'm Mary DeJoya and I'm the registered dietitian here. Some of you may have spoken with me before and some of you may have not, but my contact information is at the bottom of the page. Don't hesitate to reach out with any further questions. I'll have my information again at the end. Today we'll be talking about increasing strength. And let's start by talking about muscle mass. What is it? What does it do? Muscle mass supports physical strength and power. It reduces our risk of falls and bone fractures and supports a healthy metabolism and weight. So now that we know what muscle mass is, let's talk about muscle loss. So muscle loss can start as early as your 30s, and it's a result of a combination of losing muscle and then not making as much new muscle. So as you can see in the graph shown here, as we age, we're more likely to have muscle mass. And you can see it peaks at about 25 years and starting at about 30, it starts to decline. This next image further depicts how muscles decline as we age. You can see the cross sections of thighs of two people who are similar heights and weights. This shows how normal density muscle in the blue at the top gives way to low density muscle, the green marbling, and the fat in the red and orange in the bottom image. So you can see the difference between the two. So how do we prevent this from happening? How do we prevent muscle loss? How do we make muscle? So muscle is actually constantly being rebuilt with about an 8 to 12% turnover daily. Stress, medications, smoking, alcohol, and illness can cause muscle breakdown. So avoiding those things can help us avoid what's called sarcopenia, which is the gradual loss of muscle associated with aging. To make and maintain muscle, you need to do a few things. You need to eat enough protein and calories throughout the day and engage in regular physical activity. Okay, so one of the things that we need to do is to get enough protein, but what is protein? So protein can help us build muscles, blood, skin, hair, nails, internal organs. It helps provide enzymes that regulate bodily functions. It transports nutrients, oxygen, and waste throughout the body, and is important for our immune system function. Too little protein can result in feeling tired and run down, and weight or muscle loss. So how much protein do we need? Should I go out and get a couple of double cheeseburgers to avoid muscle loss? Unfortunately, there isn't a short answer to this question. If you're more active, you'll need more protein. So daily needs can vary from person to person. Needs are dependent on age, gender, weight, activity level, medical conditions, a variety of factors. And there's ongoing research in the area of protein requirements, but currently it's about 8 grams per kilogram of body weight each day. So for someone who's around 150 pounds, it'd be about 56 grams per day. So back to my double cheeseburgers. Sure, I'd be getting some protein from them, but with protein, more isn't necessarily better. It's important to note that protein intake should be spread out throughout the day. Too much protein too frequently can be taxing on the kidneys and is not absorbed in the body. Once you consume more than 35 grams of high-quality protein in a meal, the body will just excrete it. So make sure you're spreading out your protein intake throughout the day. So this is what is recommended by the U.S. Dietary Guidelines, but we will break down further how we can spread protein out throughout our meals and snacks. So let's start off with breakfast. Eggs are one of my most favorite protein sources. They're versatile, full of vitamins A, E, D, and K, and they don't break my grocery budget. Have an egg in a sandwich, boil an egg for a snack, have one on toast, add one to a salad, make it into egg salad, fry one and enjoy it over your oatmeal for a savory breakfast. The list goes on and on. Speaking of oatmeal, whole grain oats contain some protein. And you could always add peanut butter for extra protein, or you could just add your favorite toppings like cinnamon, maple syrup, or fruit. Even a slice of toast with some peanut butter can go a long way. You could also try smoothies or yogurt with fruit and nuts. Or realistically, you could even have leftovers from last night's dinner for breakfast. As long as you're getting some protein in there, it's a great start to your day. So lunch and dinner, you could add eggs or beans to soups to increase the protein content. You could add protein to your favorite pastas with meatballs, chicken, fish, or more beans. You would have a tuna sandwich and add cheese for extra protein, and choose whole grain breads as they also contain more protein. So for snacks, there are a lot of great options. Just keep portion size in mind. You could have peanut butter on a banana. You could have hummus with some veggies or crackers. Cottage cheese is a great option, or some trail mix, or just nuts in general are all great protein snacks. Another thing that you can do to stay strong is to exercise. This will help you build new muscle and prevent weight loss. It will also help you maintain independence. It'll help your brain and mental health, heart health, and your walking speed. Remember, it's never too late to start. So to determine whether you're doing moderate activity or not, try a talk test. You can talk while exercising, but you can't sing while you're exercising. That's how you know that you're doing moderate physical activity. So there's two different types. You could do strength training or aerobic exercise. Strength training is like lifting weights, using resistance bands, or balance training. Aerobic exercise is more like walking or yoga or even raking leaves. So you want to do about 20 to 40 minutes of aerobic exercise per day, and about twice a week you want to do some strength training. Here are some exercises that you can try at home. The first one is a chair stand. Sit on the edge of a sturdy armless chair with your knees bent and your feet shoulder width apart and flat on the floor. Cross your hands over your chest and lean back, keeping your shoulders and back straight. Bring your upper body forward until you are in your original position. Extend your arms parallel to the floor and stand up from your seated position. Slowly sit back down. This can be repeated 10 to 15 times with a rest in between each set. Flamingo stand. Using a sturdy chair or supporting item to hold onto for stability, keep your shoulders back and head straight. Stand on one leg and stretch the other leg forward for 10 to 15 seconds. Repeat this 5 times and switch to balancing on your other leg. Walking is another great form of exercise. But in addition to your normal walking routine, try these strategies to optimize your physical activity. Reverse your route. After walking a distance, turn around and walk back to your starting point. Changing direction allows you to hit different hills and curves to change up your routine. Time yourself. When doing a daily walking routine, use a timer each day and try to gradually reduce the time it takes for you to complete your route. Explore different terrain. With consideration for your level of ability, try to find places to walk that are different surfaces. This could include soft surfaces like grass or accessible sidewalks and other paved walkways and hiking trails. Also, invest in the right shoes. As people age, the shape of their feet changes. Tendons, muscles, and ligaments stretch to make the foot wider, and the natural padding of the foot can become thinner. Look for a walking or running shoe that fits the widest part of your foot, has a ridged sole, and leaves enough room for you to wiggle your toes while standing. Before making any changes to your diet or physical activity routine, please consult your doctor. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any additional questions, my contact info is listed here.